John said, y'all could hello, anywho, yeah, any person.
If I used to don't cry. 38 success.
At 2038.
Here 5 full scary summer cryptic summer ghoul, but those are hygienic ghouls.
Yeah, great.
Her converted her skinny like her can now touch you and you not burned by the blood vessels.
Yeah, great.
Right afterwards by 38 successful rebooted your DNA, reconfigured your spinal cord and retinas. Yes, retinas.
Yeah, retina DNA.
And be careful by your King Cobra DNA still there. You're able to use that type of electricity. I know right there the mana works, but be careful by 4 days and you're impressed. But later on, biggest fight scene is in southern China. Them appear and they're in 4 million miles per hour. Them all the superpowers from Korea. The convergence from the white mass mistress. Right there, you deleted 5 of them and then them figured out you was equivalent to the mage in the sky with the long neck demon and the red nose, glowing red red. I not give a fuck. And your spirit mode, mage mode, by you look like a pale spirit, but you good. By
Yep, still alive.
takes you about 4 months to convert back to humans again. By
Yep, 100% as we do human skin settings. Yes, pi, Paz, but 9 hours of you gutting even real white gods. Real, yep, real.
in that mode, you can survive human gods. But black-tail aliens get out of there. Yep, they know how to break your genetic code. By
Lost by.
yep, those are the one by went part cyborg for a few hours. By
Yeah,
cyborg venom suit.
yeah.
Exoskeleton technology, because those are real aliens that know the human DNA. And 3 hours by you're immune to it, but very graphic.
Yeah, 100% as we do that. Duh. Yeah, I'm bringing it on female. Yeah, it's like real life. They tell you can't gain more horsepower. It's a lie. Yeah, it's a lie. Yeah, pi is super quick. 2 hours, look at her face, pi. Pi is using the supercharger in the throat.
That mode works to use it wisely. By
Accurate.
I saw you match most level 4, and then right there you match Crescent Moon, but in 9 hours you didn't want to tile your little guy. That's an obsolete speed.
Accurate.
The real level 4s are a gazillion times faster nowadays. But 2 hours later when you're absorbing, and then you're matching the new decks, look at what you said, by you'll never die. But when you fight something 8 times faster, don't forget your amplifying metal.
Yeah, 100% as you do. He has me do that. Duh. Woman, can you really do that? Yeah, good. Can you do what Pi's doing? Yeah, generating new speeds. Yeah, good. And it was there, Pi. You match, but 9 hours, Pi. You cut it open, it dies, Pi. But 9 hours, yep. Your green sword is printing, and I see 2 seconds, yep. You equipped it. Yep, the green sword, yeah, and I'm like that. Yep, the green sword that illuminates green ray. Oh, yeah, the sword illuminating green ray. Right there, the sword glows green, and the 2 hours, then flee, yeah, then flee. That is old Palestinian war weapon, and right there, you cut open the Egyptian, and it dies, and then 4 hours you fly around, and you saw the rest of those lying humans. Pi, yeah, 100% of this video. He says, Pi, if it is you, you smart, yeah, you're only 5 feet 5 tall, of course it's you. 3 idiots passed away right there in Egypt, and then Pi, you murdered about 17 African Egyptian gods, and right there, them knew it. God Vaz force out of star. Yeah, that's correct. The thing is, Pi, 4 hours of that, the demon then reimbursed to A plus just do. Lots of disobedient rams, and then lots of tiger head lamb demons. And it was 2 hours of those, Pi, up. Those Pi's careful about, them been known to murder a lot of Asian immortals. Right afterwards, Pi, biggest hint, you immune to those ones, Be careful in 53, Pi. When you equipped your mage suit, you saw the difference in performance. And then your venom suit, infinity. But later on, I saw you fight in it because, you have more data there. Y'all good. Resilient molecule elements. And right there, Pi, you kill off 2 old mages and you out of the norm that them are obsolete, them dies normal. And then later on, Pi, it was you fighting a demon type, and then he's proud of you. He left you alone, Pi, not fair. Then old grandpa demon spirit, leave me alone. Yeah, he leaves you alone. It was there, Pi. You fought it for 4 hours, and then it's happy and left you alone. But later on, it was that demon. came back out in an old UFO from Perma, and then you looted it. Yeah, green light, 100% you do. I don't tell you why Pie's smarter than you, because those demons did something right. Yeah, the spirits did something right, collected good technology. Women in Thailand, you are not to know anything about heaven. Yeah, that's true. The space countries up there are not for you, and right there you murdered them. Hey, Pais, and you see that? You thought Pi was funny. Look at America, 14 million souls gone. FBI has data on you. You hate them. That's true. And look at that. They cannot say the precisely it is Pi, but they know he has the same height, and he is a super powerful being. He looks like a pale creature, and so Pi is off the hook. But you notice Pi morphed into the mage. Do not attempt to approach Pi. That Pi will not answer you. Pi will gut you. That's true. Pi is in the mode to murder, and right there, job has been done. You done well, Pi. Yeah, y'all could. 58 million years later, the police notified nothing. Yeah, nothing. Yeah, police are not needed. And right there, Pi, you passed, but Pi's at 2038 year, 100% success. Yep, her converted, her skinny legs her fits. And then later on, Pi, you have 5 spirits. And later on, it was there. The little kid didn't see in Eau Claire. There's 3 old god devices from Netherlands, Ukraine, and old Iceland. Yeah, real. Those are the only genome structures Pi can use. Y'all could. Pi not dare use anything 2 or 4 million because Pi see it is not anything innocent and it is not good. Yep, it will get robbed by Pi's gold vein spirits from alien UFO technologies. Real. Yep. Pi's nation will rob you and mug you and decrypt you. Yep, real. Steal your eyeball, tiny sticks and molecules, circles. Real. The dumbass didn't believe you, Pi. 4 hours, yeah, you did it legally, Pi. That's true. Because you're not supposed to approach Pi. Yeah, okay. And it was 2 hours of you shouting at her took off. The idiot didn't believe you, found himself missing. I heard about 3 secret chief members in the beginning.
Near 4.
Yeah, near 4.
One you struck so hard he took off. I said, good, good. I let you flee.
Yeah, I let you flee. For the timeline, yeah.
The bad sightseeing you fought him again in southern China. It dies back.
Yeah, green light is video.
The bad sightseeing, he says, Pi, can they outmaneuver you? Impossible.
Impossible, yo. And Pi used to see that? 2 hours of you thinking he was increasing index. Pi wrote, that is only a nothing. Yeah, nothing. The best human immortal mages that Pi fought, yeah, are the cards. Yeah, those are like 3 to 4 million miles per hour. Nothing new. Yeah, Pi's status is about 20 trillion. Yeah, 20 trillion miles per hour. When Pi morph again, boom, full Godspeed. Yeah, 900 trillion times infinity. Real, yeah, real miles per hour. Hey, woman, there is no comparisons. You should have seen Pi verse 13 white gods and goddesses all passed away. Real. And women, Pi isn't their stupid DNA yet. Pi's hands not turn on yet. That kind of crap melts. Yeah, y'all could. And erupts. And right there, look at the metal finger molecule. Yeah, it cuts even the human. Yep, user, the human. Yep, immortal God. And right there, Pi. Yep, it melts. 3 hours you cutting it open, you laugh, and then 9 days, Pi. 2 fucking angels or nothing. Yeah, angels or nothing. Yeah, most of the time, the stupid tinfoil electricity elixir, 4 hours it dies. Pi. Yeah, y'all could. If you were born a full god from yellow side of heaven, you'd probably last about 2 to 3 years. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, 2 to 3 years. That is true. Yeah. I haven't seen one that lasted all 4 years because that is probably Persian optimization only. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Persian optimization. Pi is lying to you. Pi has that too, but Pi reformatted in old white languages. And female. Pi lies to you because you're not Pi's nation. That's true. Pi's every right. And the kid didn't believe you, Pi. 4 hours of you being ethical, and then you flicked it off, it flees. Pi, yeah, 100% you do. Because Pi see you're only a stupid human. Yeah, good. And it was 9 hours, Pi. You decrypted its retina's DNA, its spinal cord, saw what it knows, and you laugh. Pi, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Pi take it right from your spinal cord to your brainstem. Yeah. 3 fucking hours, Pi. You made fun of the fucking buffoon in his car. And then Pi can just call ninja một chuẩn nó sao chết. Nó sao tiền trên nữa nhưng đi nó nếu muốn thôi get nếu muốn shine on the dunya to yeah, yeah. And he says, Pi, you said How can an evil God like you not love us? Pi wrote, because Pi didn't see you anything hygienic, anything cleanliness, believable good. I saw only monsters, yet out to gain immortality, sorcery them not need because them get murdered, that's true. And female, you nothing new, yeah, you nothing new. It was 2053 Pi. Lots of them beg only to be found missing, real, yeah, real. Woman, there's no more yet nice spirits left yet. Y'all good luck, female. Yep, I saw a lot of demons lie, then murder even. Yep, King Cobra types. And Pi is lucky to be alive. Pi went and murdered off the remaining, yep, Asian lamb demons, head of the tigers. Pi murdered the Burmese types, and right there, Pi, you aced it when you ended the grandmother. You ended one of the grandmothers. Yep, sons who murdered off your bloodline in the past. That's true. That's true. Pi ended it, and Pi told it in life, demon. You was short-lived. Yep, you should have done good. Yeah, y'all good and righteous, but you, yeah, chose to error and murder me. So me ended your nation, civilization. You know your king cobras and your angels are all murdered by Pi. Real, yeah, real. Pi murdered one of their champions in Southern Burma when it passed away. All those video footages from smartphone isn't full of it. Yeah, it's not full of it. Yeah, Pi not tell you why Pi ended it because Pi hates it. And then it was 229 Pi, lots of them dying. Yep, Pi murdered a hawk type god delta, yeah, in Lao country. That is the Cambodian warhawk. Pi ended it in 60 seconds times 2 real, yep, 2 minutes. And right there, Pi lighted up. Pi left it, yep, Pi left Southeast Asia. Appears right there in America in 15 minutes. Man, real, yeah, faster than light. Woman, it is not teleportation, it is light speed, yeah, faster than light speed, real. And woman, 2 hours of Pi doing that. Did you see the difference in people, Pi? Finally went hygienic. Pi, yeah, that's true. Because I don't understand why you're not believable good. You is none of the above. Pi, check your genetic code, your devices, your molecules, your sticks. None of it passed. Yeah, y'all could. All of it's stupid chemical, and I see the origins of the spirits and then their god nations, yep, and their timeline. And female, you is nothing important. Yeah, that's true. 4 hours, talk to the Lord, and I got the moment you deleted 3 fucking faggots, Pi, the fucking bitch turned herself in and says, that's all we know. And the Pi said, good, then I'll strip all your superpowers and make you human again. And then that is that, and that is fair. Yeah, y'all could continue. Do not dwell in immortality because the path isn't for you. And then right there, it is not your luck or fate. Y'all could, you guys, yeah, you guys. Long time now, what I thought, yeah. And Bison right there in 2080, yep, you official. That's when the kid didn't see. To become an official king woman, Pi waited for Behemoth, yep, the dragon from English, well, yep, the other rivals, Bahamut. And right there, Pi Behemoth granted you the ritual ceremony in the sky. And then 4 hours of flying around, the music plays, and then you endure. And then you was informed that you become an official king. Yeah, that is true. That's true. All your cell nucleus is infused with a new element saved to your device. That is your ID, and then you become legit in the Milky Way. Pi, that's correct. That's how you become king. You do not try, woman. You'll get murdered by ancient demons. Real, yeah, real. When Pi is there in Eau Claire Pi, you do it right there for 4 hours in blue skies. Real, yeah, 2083, yeah, real Behemoth is there. It is Behemoth spotted on YouTube video, yeah, blowing hellfire onto the homes. Yeah, real, yeah, real. It is him, yeah, it is him, yeah, it is him. Him is the old English, yep, dragon. That is his real demonic form. He has a humanoid with horn form, but that is not his real form. And right there, 2 hours, Pi. He looks like a horn demon, but he is not them. Yeah, he's not them. Pi has them too, and Pi see that his real form is a dragon. Hey, Pi, you said it is 2 hours of him laughing, and then the kid is murdered right there in Russia, and then the grandpa says, we not need you in our culture or nation, white nations up there. You is the disgusting, human type immortal who didn't understand norms or goodness. That's correct. And so Grandpa decided to end you. That is fair. Yeah, 100% Grandma. Yes, do that then. Yes. The graphic scene is 2 hours afterwards. Pi, two rams laughed and flew towards them and go to the Green Light always just do. What a waste of our time and electricity and elixir and technologies and sorcery. Yep, them have every right to murder those stupids. Yeah, 100%. Kid in Thailand, right when Pi did that to your civilization, other human gods and demons threw you out. Real? Yeah, real. All you have left is horns from a different set of rams and horn demons, and their instruments play and their rights and privileges are there. And then that program, you're known as an angel type human immortal. That's true. And then that is that. And then Pi not respect you whenever Pi end you. That is very too. That's correct. And then Pi's catch you up there. You is hygienic. Then Pi not it. You can play and dwell there. But Pi not love you. That's true. That's true. Because your nation is not technically Malay. Pi is Malaysian's distant cousin, the four-headed king cobra. Real, yeah. Before Pi was forced to breed with the three-head, and now Piers Pi and Burmese. And the kid didn't believe you, Pi. Them passed away right over there. Yep. Pi was sealed by the goetic demons for 2,000 years on Earth. Real, yeah. And then the right arm was cut up by Baal. Real, yeah, real. And sealed in northern Burma. And then Indonesian king cobras came down to Earth and fixed your right arm. And then, yep, back to full health. And then 600 years Hmong nation dwell, yep, in Southeast Asia. And the tall tale is all pies from China too, but that fits humans. What you don't know, woman, Paul and you real, yeah, real. 2,800 pie. To do that, I'm quarter. Him wiped on the internet, he says, Pie, you said, how the fuck did you do that? Vipers are out, yep, Pie murdered a couple of Chinese goddess and god descent real. Their three little daughters, Pie murdered all five in broad daylight. I not want to breed with you. I not want you to become my family. I ended you. Ended you because me way more powerful. Me didn't need you. And so right there, yeah, them dies in China when them descend. Yep, real. Yeah, real. Yep. I did that to Thai gods. So that's true. Yeah, that's fair. Pai's a king cobra emperor. Pai didn't need you. That's true. With Pi, you find out your grandmother's printer. The stone tablets and grimoires are there. You sound it, you absorb and reactivate the molecule. And then I see the demonic fluids are pouring, being synthesized, and then you re-pour a new space country. But every time Pi do that, Pi hates you. Yep, Pi hates you. Because all that is, yep. All that was stolen by white gods and goddess, and you didn't see, woman, that a few of those civilization dies. Yep, I saw what them did to the yellow gods in the space stations. And woman, not fun. Yeah, not fun, woman. And later on, it was there. Pi him knew it. You left them all missing and bloody too. That's true. And Pi, when you're done reporting a few, you knew if that was not a legit printer. About 7,000 times your grandma hawk flies in, and then it bursts. Yeah, it bursts. Yeah, it bursts. The whole sector is a big spirit bomb, yet it explodes. Woman, because it is not legal that your white nation did that. They have Pi spinal cord on the bottom, the head of a different human god from Malaysia that slapped on some silly fucking symbol. Every time you do that, King Cobra's like, Pi, know that you was not yellow god, you was a thief from a white nation of gods that went into the space country illegal method. That's true. And woman, Pi know immediately when Pi got Jerusalem. And right there, Pi, it was you killing off Jerusalem, murdering Jerusalem mother and Hebrew moms. And then right there, you murdered off the Egyptian African gods. And right there, you saw 12 of those motherfuckers, yeah. And female, me is not you. Yeah, Pi is pure evil but accurate. And then right afterwards, women, I saw two of those illiterate types yet talking to Pi. Pi murdered them. Yeah, Pi murdered them. That's correct. There's no way me can help you. You is not healthy. Yep, them stripped that from your genetic code. You not having any working metals or electricity molecules. You dies. Yeah, you dies. Coach, what I said. You was a sickling. Yep, sore eye. And Paisa, 2083. Lots of them crying in Egypt. Yep, them noticed you murdered 17 Egyptians and fought African sun god's third son from a different type of white mom goddess, but you know that is her third son. Yeah, that's true. And you fought him and you flew back and forth. Because him didn't dare, yeah, him didn't dare, yeah, him didn't dare. Fought until, yeah, him is happy, him left you alone, but right after you're done regenerating, yep, you're back in Wisconsin, real, yeah, real. Don't technically try to murder him, because if you do that, him is a mutt. The other stuff lying around him isn't a mutt. They're gazillion times faster. And kid in Thailand, did you see how many times Pi fought him? 4 times. And then he left the planet, real, yeah, real. And right there, yep, very graphic, yeah, y'all could. All about Dojo Bay, Pi, oh, nee, don't get that, yeah, don't get that. He says, Pi, he said, what's the meaning of this? And Pi wrote, he still respects Pi in that form of human god culture. And so a little, fist fight, limb fight cuts, and then heal, and then he leaves Hello normal. If it was more than that, Pi would have peerless handled him. Yep, Pi would have used the final stance and would have melted like any human god. Real, yeah, real. Pi made fun of you. Of course, Pi know how to kill him, but no, it didn't make sense to do that because his other grandparents are faster. Yeah, are faster. That's true. I would make it to Mars and not die, but you, then will kill all of you. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. You know how fucking evil African gods are? 4 hours. When he thinks he owns you, he do that to you. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. And Pi, you know what happened? 4 hours you done, with that culture scene you left. Him nodded, him took off. Fair, yeah, fair. Women don't wish for anything better, yet it not want anything but to kill you. But it is embarrassing because it kept their white women, and then it follows somewhat of a human god culture norm. And that's what it did previous, so it kept doing that so normal. Yeah, normal. I not try to understand it. It is too bizarre and not clean. Yeah, not clean. Yeah, yeah. 唐蒙派，个所谓干斗领导都都念没有偷胎的呢，你嘛没背。你新斗领导 agreement only in Africa for that area, and then you took off. Yeah, you took off. You was a fool, female. Yeah, you could. And female, you didn't even see that Pi murdered off their evil grandparents so fair. But later on in life, Pi, it was you, Pi. White people knew it, yet you left them to die, so that's correct, y'all. Because you are all from Goetic children. I was 7 million years old. The 2025 year today is your great grandpa progenitor, that's correct. Him designed the Goetic demons, and those are your makers. That's why Pi hates you. Yeah. Pi was sealed by them for 2,000 years. You think Pi is happy? Pi is pretty pissed off. And then muddled up by Iceland and those long humanoid Iceland demons that was writing those things on the picture. Yeah, those are Iceland. Yeah, Iceland male demons. And those are Slendermen. Yeah, those are Slenderman things. Yeah, real. Yep, those are Iceland demons. And Pi used to see that? 4 fucking hours of him didn't get it. Those forced Pi to bread and pop king pie. Pi never loved you. Y'all good. Pi has a genetic copy of your old nervous system. That's true. That's true. The kid didn't even understand. He says, how on earth do you think Pi feel? Pi was enslaved for 2,000 years. That's true. Yeah, that's true. A kid in Thailand, mom and dad wrote, well, he's a mutt now, so we'll just toss him back in Perma. And Pi wrote, sure, yeah, sure. And it was there they bred you into Iceland and the Netherlands and the Portuguese, and then they tossed you back into Southeast. Real, yeah, real. Have you not a hint, women? The real king cobra's tongue are not round, they're triangular and long. Real, yeah, real. And they have no light skin metallic pitch. Yeah, y'all good. Yeah. And you understand those are the downgraded Burmese editions. Yep, y'all good. Pie's back to standards, yet light skin pitch. Yep, and the true yellow guy progenitor is pie. Yep, those are, yep, light skin pitch. And then you understand why people made fun of you, kid, in Thailand. Because Pi has every right to delete you. That's correct. That's correct. Yep. Pi's like 5 stars. That's correct. Yeah. That's why Pi you think that he was performance, anything hygienic, believable, good. No, Pi found evil in you. And so Pi deleted you. Too many errors and wrongs. And right there, yeah, then we're gone. And right there, good spot Pi. And then right there, good Yankee. Norm. And then Pi said, sure, go away. And then they nodded. Later on, it was there. The mom descended and asked, is this clean enough, Pi? And Pi took it. Yeah, Pi took it. 100% she did. And then Pi Nada, Pi Rebeam, a device from Pi's eyeball elixir and metal. And then Pi wrote, you can always pick up that device from any night, any of my human citizens and my immortal citizens. Yep, the robot will begin printing it. And then you is always infinity in the Milky Way. You'll never die. Yeah, you'll never die. And then Pi told you the truth. All human gods are not equivalent, woman. When Pi fight, Pi looked like God of science too, glowing all sorts of white ray colors. Real, yeah, real. In that mode, Pi murder real war gods that wear white. Yeah, real. God of science, he has all the fancy white glows, and when Pi, your stuff flickers, yep, you fly around. Pi, yeah, that's true, that's true. And women in Thailand, you melt, yeah, you melt, yeah, you melt. When you see Pi fight that way too, it's because they're super quick, evil white gods. Yeah, real, yeah. 我บอก嘅套牌水個先到你咗啦，個只 flicker, yeah, Pi didn't flicker, yeah, Pi didn't flicker, because there's no point in generating that type of light element. It's even poisonous. Well, it's not poisonous towards Pi, but it's poisonous towards Pi's, yeah, Pi's allies too, so that's why. And women in Thailand, you is the biggest nut when Pi murdered you. 3 of your king cobras are murdered by Vamong Pi. Real, yeah, real. Pi is on the 6-sided star turned differently. That is Pi using, yep, graffiti symbol flags. The reality is Pi match 4-sided star Aztec, who is an old Egyptian god. Real, yeah, but he is white. Him came down and died right. And so White Nation cloned his genetic code and electricity, and Pi matched his performance in DNA magic and sorcery. And women, Pi not tell you why Pi didn't love you. That's true. And in 2083, Pi murdered off them, Pi, and they saw, yep, the old temple is in the North Pole. Real, yep, that is, yep, the new 4-sided star temple. That's true. That is the white edition that Pi gained from women in Thailand. The real Egyptian African 4-sided star would kill you. Yeah, would kill you. Yeah, would kill you. Why would he kill you? Because he not like you. That's true. Yep. 我包头派了，是弄得人家真的乱了开了，都没有有梦来知道都是 Pi is as deadly as any god of science in the Milky Way. Real, yeah, real. You don't even see how graphic Pi. 2 hours of you fighting Saudi Arabia, blue hazel eyes, Pi 80 to 70,000 dead per second. And per second, and you turn around, oh shit, that is level 3. Yeah, level 3. Yeah, level 3. And then that is not even the truth, woman. When Pi went to level 1, Pi did about 4 trillion and up on them per second. Real, yeah, real. That's why goes in Thai, yeah. Pi's lying to you, yeah. Eventually it should be around 900 trillion per second, yeah. As any Egyptian. The dumbass that thought Pi was funny fled in terror and noticed Pi. The woman knew it. You is like African sun god. That's true. Yeah, Pi ended him. And Pi wrote, there's no need to follow a crack pipe. Yeah, but no drug addict. Pi didn't love it. Yeah, that's true. Pi ended it too odd. Yeah, y'all could. Too odd and creepy. Yeah, creepy. Yeah, creepy. And Pi used to see that. The fucking shit. Didn't understand those are scary evil. So Pi ended it. That's correct. And the dumbass over there, Pi. I saw 9 hours of them crying on the internet. They wrote, Pi, is it a good idea to fight gods with that kind of symbol? Pi wrote, me can kill anything if it has skin tissue and an intestine, yet it dies. Yeah, it dies. 3 hours. I thought, he says, Pi said, the only thing that scares Pi was that god in the Book of Law, because technically 5-sided star is ended. And then right there, I saw 2 different editions that Pi fought and discovered yet. Those match Pi, and Pi's afraid of them because them have similar healing, ability and superpowers. And then right there, yeah, Pi fly around it. And Pi usually see that when it's not worth cutting it up because it regens and it heals as fast as you. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. It didn't make sense to attack it, so Pi flew around it. And Pi used you saw what happened? 4 hours of that, and he left it alone. The kid in Malay thought it was not a generic Pi. He kept assaulting it, and then Pi didn't care. Yeah, Pi didn't care. Because the kid in Malay, if he's Indonesian dragon, Him has every right. That's true. That's true. Technically, them are the original war gods from Yellow. Pi is the new edition that defeated them. Not fun women. Yeah, not fun women. Those when Pi was fighting on level one, yeah, he cut up 8 of those, yeah, with his hands, and then he struck it 60 times. The real war god. Those are all level one. Pi cut up 73 of his war gods, and then Pi cut it about 600 times per second, yeah, per second. Because those are evil war gods like them in the book of real woman, yeah, super quick. And woman, it is unbelievable speeds already. That's true. That's true. When you can only hit it 600 times with your swords, Pi, your extenders on the side hit it a few billion times, but that's not even it. That's not even it, kid. Yeah, you're supposed to be able to hit it 4 or 5, about 12, yeah, 12 trillion ish, about 2 or 3 trillion, yeah, that's true, yeah, per second. 1 trillion's minimum per hyper collision, and if you can't touch it that fast, yeah, don't fight it because you'll die. Yeah, you'll die. Pi and Thai gods are lying to you. When Pi hit it with that enzyme metal, it coagulates the brain tissue and it melts it. And then all you get is crusted nervous system mutated, and then it dies and dies real woman. And that's why people told you if you didn't master that poison metal from Aztec, there's no point in living in the Milky Way because you'll die. Yeah, you'll die because all of the human gods are super quick. And Paisa, you see that? 2 hours of them didn't figure that their enzyme electricity metal is not full of it. Them learned that from ancient Greek spirits. Real, yeah, real. Ancient Rome is no more. Ancient Greece is no more. Real, yeah, real. Pi murdered off those two. And Kid and China, those are the best civilizations from white. Yeah, that's true. The dumb shit wanted Persian pussy and went back to Persian gods. But what him is a remix of 4 million. Yeah, 4 million-year-old gods, yeah, 2025-year real. Him created those weird looking dragons, and the bone remains are in Russia. Real, yeah, in the caverns, yeah, those are his creation demons. If I used to, 20 minutes ago, the fucking shit committed suicide right there and now and said, Pi, if you're telling us the truth, then we are the lowly, educated civilizations that you ended. Yes, that's the truth. Yep, that's right. That's right. That's correct. And then Pi told you because Pi is disappointed you. Yep, you disappointed in your nation. Yep, all evil, nothing hygienic. And then, yep, the goetic demons downgraded your human pitch and tone pronunciation. Me cannot keep you alive. Yep, you're too below average. Pi ended you real. Yep, Pi mo ka to pa dyan. And it was their Pi. 你咪有人猜呢個咩病？到諗乜咗你那大派有個嚟㗎，嗰種你那波地波得寧負有個，依你寧主負派得乜多波啫，都咪有人猜望住到到啊，轉到到一個 shit